Sup, I'm ExoParadigmGamer, and I love Luigi. Who doesn't? Few video game characters can claim to have even an iota of that guy's charm. You'd think that such an awesome character would have quite the number of great titles under his belt, but that's strangely not the case.
So, why exactly was this? An educational piece of crap known as Mario is Missing is to blame. Released in 1992 on multiple systems, involves Mario getting kidnapped by Bowser and Luigi running off to save him. Sounds kinda cool, right? Except it wasn't. Gamers who were suckered in found little more than a lame ripoff of Carmen Sandiego. But the DOS version did give us Luigi, and that's what's most important. Luigi would remain underused for another 8 years until Space World 2000. At this conference, Nintendo announced the GameCube, their answer to the 128-bit Sega Dreamcast and the upcoming Sony PlayStation 2. To help viewers visualize just how powerful this new system was, a series of tech demos were shown off, among which was a short clip of Luigi running around a haunted house. This demo would eventually become Luigi's Mansion, the first true Luigi-centric game. Luigi's Mansion was a critical and commercial success, selling 3.6 million copies as of March 2013, and netting a 79 out of 100 in game rankings. I've been playing this game since it came out 11 years ago, and I'm insanely curious to see how it holds up today. So without further ado, let's pop this game in and give it a whirl. The story is pretty straightforward. Luigi receives a letter in the mail telling him that he's won a free mansion from a contest that he didn't even enter. Luigi is so proud to have finally won something that he races out to the forest to claim his prize. Only to find the picture may have been photoshopped just a teeny tiny bit.
And that, folks, is why I never use Craigslist.
Upon entering the mansion, Luigi discovers that it's teeming with vengeful spirits that want him for lunch. Luckily for him, a paranormal researcher named Professor Egad is able to save his ass. Gad reveals that the mansion only appeared a few days ago and that Mario has since disappeared inside. Concerned for his brother's safety, Luigi decides to don Egad's ghost-sucking vacuum and go after him. But with the full moon hanging in the sky and an army of spooky ghosts in his way, will Luigi find his brother and save the day, or get swallowed up in darkness? Unfortunately, darkness is a good word to describe the graphics in this game. Though the graphics look decent overall for an early GameCube title, the texturing can look rather dark and bland at times. Luigi's walk cycle is also painfully stiff. The soundtrack, while nothing particularly memorable, does work quite nicely. I also like how Luigi hums and whistles his own theme. That was a nice touch. Alright, now we've got all the background stuff out of the way. But how does it play? Let's start with the control. Moving around and interacting feels perfectly fine, but the aiming controls are inverted for some stupid reason. If I could change it back to normal, then this would be perfectly fine, but you can't. The only sort of real customization you're allowed is whether you want to move Luigi like normal, or strafe back and forth. The only reason to pick the strafe mode is if you want to make Luigi walk around like Duke Nukem. Catching ghosts can also be kind of a strange ordeal. You're supposed to shine your flashlight at them, hold down R, jiggle the control stick, and pull Luigi back from them until their counter bleeps to 0. Sounds kinda self-explanatory, right? I mean, how hard could it be? But I swear that sometimes it just doesn't want to work. It's almost as though there's some unwritten rule about when you're supposed to stun them that the game doesn't tell you about. These skeleton fuckers are especially picky. You have to be sure and zap them when they're unfurled, otherwise you're not catching jack shit.
It's not unplayable by any means, but considering that ghost busting is such a great big important part of this game, you really would have thought that the controls would be a little more fine-tuned.
There are many different kinds of ghosts. There are these orange ones that like to pop up behind you, pink jerks that clobber you with the swinging punch, blue guys that make shockwaves, shy guy ghosts that do nothing but dance around and quack, these schmucks that like to throw banana peels at you, and these other douchebags that like to pop up in front of you and drop bombs. The ghosts that will haunt my nightmares for the rest of eternity are the chokers. Sure, I can shake them off no problem now that I'm an adult, but back when I was 6 playing this game for the first time, these motherfuckers scared the hell out of me. Luigi spends the game exploring the mansion, grabbing money, jewels, and keys along the way. Depending on how much treasure you get, you'll be given a ranking at the end. The mansion is split up into 4 areas, each with a boss ghost waiting for you at the end. Along the way, you'll encounter special spooks called portrait ghosts. These spirits escape from Professor Egad's portrait gallery. One of your goals is to recapture them all. The portrait ghosts range from a pair of mischievous twins to a pig in a bikini. All the portrait ghosts require some specific strategy to capture, which you can reveal using your Game Boy Horror. In addition to acting as a map system, the GBH also keeps track of your treasure, portrait ghosts, booze, and even has a feature not unlike the scan visor from Metroid Prime. But I rarely use it since Luigi never seems to have anything interesting to say. Later on, Luigi is introduced to elemental metals, which allow him to shoot fire, water, and ice out of the Poltergust 3000. You can use them to burn down fake doors, water the plants for cash, and even freeze water in order to proceed into certain areas. While this is a fun game mechanic that adds some much needed variety to the mix, I find it rather underused. While there are a few instances where you'll need them in order to progress, those instances are few and far between and don't really require any creativity. At some point, Luigi accidentally stumbles across a gang of boos, led by King Boo, which are responsible for releasing all of the ghosts from Egad's gallery. The bastards have also somehow managed to trap Mario inside of a painting. The only way that Luigi can return him to normal is to hunt down each and every boo one by one. After clearing a room full of ghosts, the lights will come on and this little LED in the bottom corner of the screen will blink when you get closer to a boo, which hide inside of the mansion's furniture. In order to beat the game, you have to find about 45 of them. What could potentially make a fun and engaging distraction from the main quest becomes a chore, due to the fact that boos like to incessantly poof from room to room. The absolute worst instance I found in my playthrough has to be Boonswoggle, who managed to phase through the worst possible place. This room right here is where I found the boo originally, and he just went into this room here on the other side of the hallway. Since there's no door or anything that I can take to get back there, I have to arduously march all the way back across the second floor, descend a set of stairs, walk tediously through another hallway, laboriously ascend another staircase, and go through 2 doors just to finish the bastard off. That is bullshit. None of it would have ever happened if the lazy fucking game designers had just put a door right there. One thing that's kind of cool are the bosses. There's one that's like a giant killer ghost baby, and another that looks like a pile of evil jelly. But then we have Boolossus. Ugh. Who can go roast in the pits of hell. This asshole has been consistently flipping my shit for the past 11 years, and I can easily classify this fight as the worst part of the entire game. You have to split it into a bunch of smaller boos, freeze them, and then try to suck them up. Sounds pretty easy, right? Well, it is. Until you get down to the last 5 or so, the little shits refuse to stay put, and I swear the ice element is delayed by about half a second or so, which only gives them more time to get away. And by the time you get down to that last one, then good fucking luck. I spent about 5 minutes trying to catch it before it somehow managed to kill me. Why does Luigi even need to use the ice element anyway? Couldn't he just suck them up like normal?
Oh. Look, folks, I know that video games are supposed to be challenging. That's the whole fucking point. Otherwise, why even play? I know that. But when your challenge is based on delayed control and pure dumb luck, then that's not challenge. That's bad game design. Hello.
Overall, I'd say Luigi's Mansion is a good game, but by no means a fantastic one. It offers a creative premise, some interesting game mechanics, and it showed the world that Luigi could be more than just a sidekick. But the unfortunate fact is that some awkward control and occasionally frustrating game design can really bog down the experience. That, coupled with the fact that you can literally beat this game in a single night, makes it something that I'd recommend only if you can find it at a decent price. And finding Luigi's Mansion in good condition on eBay or Amazon can get quite expensive. If you can find it for about $15, then I say go for it. Otherwise, I'd pinch your pennies. But what I can definitely recommend is the sequel, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, released for the Nintendo 3DS this past March, which is by far the superior game. It features better control, more fluent ghost busting, new ghosts, more collectibles, better story, and even 5 different mansions to romp through. I also can't help but feel the Luigi character is better utilized in this game than its predecessor. It's nice to see Nintendo take a risk with the character and have it pay off so gloriously. And Dark Moon is only Act 1 of the Year of Luigi. This coming May, we'll be seeing the release of Super Luigi U, a DLC pack for New Super Mario Bros. U, which is supposed to be as long as the original single-player campaign. And sometime this summer, Luigi will make another appearance on the 3DS in Mario & Luigi Dream Team, which takes place partly inside of Luigi's dreams.
Here's to hoping that all the other games are just as awesome as Dark Moon. And until next time, I'm ExoParadigmGamer, and I'm proud to be a Luigi fan.